Temperatures straight up to the UK. Is this the Weather Channel? Well, could be at times. Always like to look for interesting information coming out of Peoria, Illinois. In terms of the market, I'll tell you this, Justin. If you logged in a little bit earlier, we were talking about the market, the divergence that we're seeing. The S&P kind of stuck in the middle here as the Dow is pushing down, the Nasdaq climbing back up. And so, yeah, apparently you missed that part. But basically, things are pushing along. Who sends out the Zoom email invite? Tom, typically that's going out through the one-click functionality. It copies the email. But if you have Telegram, if you go to dtitrader.com/Telegram, you get the invites in there, and you can click that link and log in that way. Now, if you're clicking that link out of Telegram, right, that is going to be a generic link. So yes, you will have to log in with your email address. One of the things I would recommend, Zoom has an app that can be on your computer, and that app will remember your email address and all that information and your name, what you want to log in as. So you just click, you open the app, and then you click to join the room, and that would typically take care of that auto-filling that information, so you wouldn't have to worry about putting that in every time. So the Zoom app is a good thing to just kind of open the app, have it up and running, and then go and click the link from Telegram. That's a good way to fix that. And for those of you following along on YouTube, dtitrader.com/YouTube, welcome in. Good to see you guys here. So let's see. We got a few more people logging in. More temperatures coming out of California, 59 degrees. And then Salt Lake City at 68. And yeah, I mean, we definitely we want to look for
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 4. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Everything good? All right, folks, and everybody doing great. Good Monday. It's a typical Monday. The market, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but the S&P is sort of settled in on about a 64, 69. That was last week's open, okay? And it's actually is acted as support today. I took a small position in a long there at that price and then put a stop below the low of the day. We'll see how that works out. But with it, it's defending, they're defending that number, 64, 64, 69 on the S&P. Thought I'd share that with my futures people. Might take a look at it. But if you look at the NASDAQ's very strong, which means the TQQ is very strong. And if you look at the TQQ right now, it's 90.54, and that's looking pretty good. So I think if you get some momentum later on today, you might be happy I had this conversation. Everybody understand what I'm saying about 64, 69 on the E-mini? In other words, I think it's a buy around this area, Fred, and I think that I think you don't have to risk very much down to the 59 area, 57 actually. Now, does everybody understand? Did everybody see last night presentation where I talked about the new jackpot trade? Did everybody see that? I'll discuss that more tonight at 8, but I thought I'd remind people. I think it's going to be pretty lucrative to be part of that, just to say that up front. But let me get into the slides and we'll go from there. Okay. I got Chuck here. Chuck, you here?
Yeah, Tom, I am here. I don't know if your sound
Fred,
is
you're on a
working.
cruise. You dog you. Having fun, I bet. Hello, Debbie. Risk involved in trading, we know about that. What's happening here? I got to figure that out. It keeps coming off this. Let me move it over here. For some reason, it keeps jumping the gun. Now, I want everybody to understand what I'm talking about when I say that it's settled in at 64.69 on the S&P. In my opinion, I think it's a very low risk opportunity if you want to, if you got a futures account. Okay. Hey, John Toole. How's Betsy? All right, remember today at the close, we'll issue our weekly newsletter. I think we're pushing, I'm not sure. Adam, are you here? How many subscriptions do we have to that? Yeah, I think this week's going to be especially good with all the news we got in NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday.
Tom, I don't know the official number, but we have 241 in the Telegram channel, which is a good reminder that if you do join, you're going to get an email to join the Telegram channel where the
we got Adam was telling me I think we got over 300 subscriptions, but what I was going to tell you is that people hadn't joined the Telegram channel. They ought to join the Telegram channel.
457.
How many?
457.
Y'all hear that, folks? 457. That's pretty special.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are not in the Telegram channel too that need to join.
Yeah, you need to get joined in Telegram. I'm gonna start doing something in there for you. Just join the Telegram channel, and who knows, maybe when we do the newsletter tonight, we'll throw a little love your way. A lot of things we cover in there, don't we, Jonathan?
There is. Good little newsletter. Start the week.
All right. You moving the slides or me? Okay, upcoming events, new home sales at 10 a.m., durable goods on Tuesday. I'd circle that NVIDIA earnings after the close. You will find that the whole market will look at that and tell you that's the deal for this week. You just put everything else aside. NVIDIA blast higher, it'll pull everything up. And a lot of these stocks just doing retracements back to where they opened last week would give you a nice gain. Okay, a nice gain.
Hey, Tom, just echoing that with NVIDIA, I think we've got like 13 or 14 stocks from the S&P 500 reporting, and I'm glad you mentioned crowd because my look at it, NVIDIA overshadows everything. Until we get that NVIDIA earnings, that is going to be the biggest topic on the table.
Yeah, because what it does, it tells people, a whole industry right there, if they come in there and everybody, if you see the stock, goes back to maybe, remember when it was gaining about 10, 15, 20% a month? If it goes back and jumps on this earnings and it holds, I think people will be pretty excited because they'll start buying other stocks. One thing, David, Jonathan, will you handle David's question? That's addressed to you, I think. How would he handle that?
I'm actually typing to David right now, but I'll explain it to everybody. David asked, where do we find the weekly trade letter? And the way it works is we have the Telegram channel, and when we get done, and are ready to release the letter, we'll post a note inside the Telegram saying it's ready for review. And then you log into your one-click trading membership area, and it's posted in there. It's a pretty long, lengthy document, so we couldn't post it all to Telegram, but it's good to be in the Telegram channel to know when it's actually posted. Head over to One Click and read up on what we have to say this week.
And we post that usually about after 4, right?
Yeah, after the market closes. Yep, sure do. After the cash market closes. David, does that make sense? And
Look at that S&P, Chuck. It's pushing that 7,500 area now. I think I'm right on that 69 number, and not much risk. You put a stop at 57 on that sucker. That might be the trade of the day, the way things are going.
I think so.
David
Yeah.
asked, what does DTI mean? Let me explain. It used to mean Day Trading Institute, and it's been changed to Diversified Trading Institute. Diversified Trading Institute. We trade everything. Pretty much. PC at 8:30. Okay.
But yeah, Tom, you bring up that, what'd you say, 57, 59 area? I think that's kind of big. Remember that last week we were looking at the market made it down to 63, 62, 75. So that 62 to 59 area, I think is very big. 67 last week's open in the 6400s.
Well, let me give everybody a lesson in what numbers mean. Chuck, you brought it up. If that low of the day, which the low of the day on the E-mini, let me tell you, is 64.61, let's call it. Okay. If that holds and we take out the high of Friday, then you can hold that trade I told you about. You can hold it to the cows come home, because it will, if it takes out the high of Friday, it means that you got a new daily high, meaning going higher into next week. So these are the kind of things that you learn that you can do on Mondays, for example. That's why I love futures. You can do it very little money, about 50 to 80 bucks on a micro, and I think you'll be doing great.
Jonathan has a chart up there which shows the 64.96 quarter. Also important here, Tom, that's also the high of last week. So if you break that, it's not just a new daily high, it's a new weekly high.
Well, that's what I'm trying. I guess what I'm trying to say, it's worth the the risk versus reward is important. And to me, that's why I like the futures account. You tighten your risk up to less than $100, it might end up making $400 or $500 this week on that. Okay. Because if we take out that high, it's I think the next stop would be 65.45. That'd be where I would think next resistance would step in. Okay.
Well, you do have to watch out, Tom, for the all-time high, which is currently 65.0875. But once you get past that, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and Chuck, and I know, if they get that close, they'll take it out, because they got a lot of people with stops above that think the opposite of what I think.
I think you're right.
As a matter of fact, there's a graveyard of those people, right, Chuck?
It could be one heck of a squeeze, that's for sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Push that peanut down the hill. Anyway, looking good, and I think that we're looking fairly decent the way this market's coming around. Okay. All right, you want to go back to the slides?
I think you should be seeing the slides again. I clicked the button. I didn't mean to, but how does it look?
I'm saying Monday through Friday. Are we in the right spot? Train and trade at 11. Are we supposed to be here?
And we're here. We're definitely here. Train and trade. All right, let's go.
All right. Anyway, remember all trades in Train and Trade are tracked through T-Buzz Talk and Trade. And why don't we start off the week with the trade that we put in Train and Trade before I get serious. Let's sell the TQQ. Let's sell the TQQ, expires Friday. Let's sell the, let me give you the one I want to sell. Looking at it earlier, and we'll do that. I always like the people in my T-Buzz Talk and Trade not only pay only $200 to be a member, but to make a little money every week. And I think this is a good trade. Here it is right here, the TQQ. Oh yeah, let's sell the 86.5 and buy the 84.5, Jonathan, the $2 spread there. Sell that one.
I got it marked around 31 cents.
Take it. Buy it back at 11 cents. If you got 10 of them, that'd be your $200 monthly fee. Y'all like the way I think? Always trying to get uneducated to pay for your education. I get a kick out of that. What do you think, Kevin? You like that? Perfect. Jonathan, let me know when I can move on. I know you got to do some work there to get that stuff out, posted, and all that in TNT.
Tom, you can go ahead and move on. I just want to remind, after I remind people here that this is a TNT trade. So you're welcome to take it, but if you're not in TNT, you won't get any updates on it.
Yeah, that's the way we do Train and Trade. We all put everything in TNT. But it is called Train and Trade. Might as well do a trade. All right, today's focus, why using zero-dated options is a tactical strategy every trader can use. And this is important because what I've done is I've developed from one little trade in the SPX to a whole 24-hour look at it. And boy, the more I invest of time, I come up with ways to make money with this sucker, and I'm really loving it. Okay, so today's focus, and Fred, you're on that cruise. It was him that motivated me on a one-on-one to look at it. Let's talk about the big picture when trading SPX, XSP. These tickers are well suited for trading options at night, in addition to trading throughout the day market. That's right. Show up tonight, and I'll talk about a couple trades I developed at night that if you got an account, you can trade options at night. I think Interactive Brokers is the one that I use. I'm going to find out if there's any more. I'm going to talk to the exchange and find out. Okay, but I do think that they can be traded at night. This has got global impact. Asia, Europe, that kind of stuff. For buying calls and puts, my favorite time frame to trade, long or short, in the vehicles SPX. I buy a call or I buy a put, depending on the direction. Now, what do you think all those people I'm teaching SPX, what call, do you think I went with a call today or a put today? I'm just asking that question based on what I've taught you. And next week we'll go live, but what do you think? What do you think I went with? Call or a put? Yep. Somebody want to tell them where it was based on the parameters I told you and where it is now? I know somebody took it. Jim probably did, or Kevin. Somebody took it because it was a clear example of you could get the direction, I think, during that time frame. That's a good way to start. How many people would like to start today being able to put money in the bank this early in the morning? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Are you going to take the challenge? Pretty good trade, really. All right, let's keep going. That's the first time frame I look at. Now, there's a window from 10:30 to 3:30 where you can use a combination of vertical spreads and buzz flies. Does everybody know what a vertical spread is? Look at old Neil. Neil, how much are you up percentage wise? Share it with everybody. Let's just off. We ain't got started yet. Neil's getting it. I wouldn't expect anything less. Mary Ann, there wasn't a formal trade. It's on the training I gave. I gave you the criteria, the steps. Now, does everybody know what a buzz fly is? Okay, Jonathan, explain a buzz fly to everybody in simple words.
Well, in simple words, it's if you know what a debit call spread is, I don't know how simple we can be here, but if you know what a vertical spread is, what a buzz fly is a variation of that essentially, where you have lower risk but a very similar profit potential. And the best thing to do here, I would say, if you want to learn about Tom's buzz fly, I'm going to show the membership area for one-click trading real quick. Which you should be seeing now. And if you go into any program, I'll just use Afterburner since it's up here early. In the program, usually near the bottom, there's going to be an Options Made Simple course. Where my mouse is there. And if you go into the Options Made Simple, you're going to have a chance to learn about 10 different sessions. We have terminology, debit spreads, credit spreads, iron condors, and here's the buzz fly. Now, the technical term for it is a broken wing butterfly, but we prefer to call it the buzz fly. Got a much better name, Tom, that you gave it, buzz fly.
Remember when we did that, folks, at that webinar or seminar we did? And I said, let's do a buzz fly. I don't like butterflies per se, but I do like the buzz fly approach. And Jim took it into the SPX, and he was right to do it because I looked at it very smart what he did just from that training.
So again, that was on the members area. Just go to one of your services and find Options Made Simple. That's a great little course. About an hour for every session. So I mean, you're looking at 10 or nearly 10 hours of education there from that series. Of course, the Buzzfly one's only 45 minutes to an hour, so much less time commitment there, but it's a great little series. The Buzzflies.
Doesn't like it.
Yep, I will post a link to the slides here. Give me just a second to go grab the link. As a reminder, we are live on YouTube. So if you go to dtitrader.com/YouTube, once you get to Tom's YouTube channel, if you click on the live tab, if you do it now, you'll see the live session going on. But if you go there, after we're done, you will see the recording from today's session on the live tab at the YouTube page, which is dtitrader.com/YouTube. Looks like I've got the NASDAQ pulling things up here.
NASDAQ's been stronger than garlic, and that's one reason I wanted to do that TQQ trade, because I thought we might as well get paid while it's stronger than garlic, you know?
It's already paying us. Looking
Well,
good.
that's what we want to hear. Who thought you just come here and listen to me bump my gums, make some money? Now, of course, the 330 to 4 trade is XSP, and I'll be teaching that process also inside the subscription of SPX. Kirk, what'd you play? What did he play, Jonathan?
Quadruple U, I think, I'm not 100% certain, but that might be a QQQ leverage fund. I've never seen that.
I've never
ticker
traded. I gotta check it out. Okay. All right, there's two great times to trade at night, okay, on SPX. Does everybody see what I'm doing? I'm giving you a roadmap to trade 24 hours a day on SPX SSP, okay? And there's two great times to trade at night. For those that live on the East Coast, okay? You got another slide, John? If you want me to tell them. There it is. These are the two great times. 9 o'clock at night is a great time to do the SPX. You can get the direction identified. Another time, if you go to bed early, is 5 o'clock Eastern. Those are two great times you can trade the SPX at night. Now, the value proposition with the Q0 day is extreme leverage with a small amount of money. I like that. A double barrel hit for my process, long or short with SPX, plus using XSP for premium capture. Tax advantages, 60-40. No matter if you're in the trade a minute or a day, you got a lower tax rate doing the SPX XSP. Cash settled at the end of the trade day for the zeros. The windows of trading, 9:45 to 10:30. That's where I'm going to figure out direction and get into the SPX. And then 10:30 to 3:30. I haven't got to this area yet, but I've got some I'll probably develop in this area as we're doing the beta phase with the BuzzFly. And then, of course, we got selling premium from 3:30 to 4. And then the overnight trading, I'll teach you what to do there, 9 and 5 in the morning. So this is really pretty powerful if you think about it. And pretty good stuff. Just pretty good stuff. Glenn, you got it figured out. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm building out the 24-hour clock with the SPX XSP. I mean, why leave money on the table, right? All right. That is sort of an overview. And I'll teach that in my new service, SPX 0 day. If you want to get joined, I think we got a few slots left. But I think this program is going to be a lot more money once it's fully developed. Right now, you can get in at a discounted value for a year. That year doesn't start at September 15th. Yeah, I know you're there. Absolutely. Look at what one of my students just did on what we taught him. Way to go, Donnie. You see what Don did? That's the value of education, folks. Not just giving you trades, but teaching you how this game is played. I love doing it. All right, let's go through the early movers and look at the tickers that we got. See what's showing up today.
All right, Tom, I'm gonna update this here. And just bear with me here. I'll explain what you're about to look at. Okay, what we're looking at is we're looking at the prior week range, the range from last week. I just updated the current price. I've got these two columns out to the right that's going to tell you whether the stock is trading above the prior week midpoint, which we have a lot. And then that column out to the right of that is, are we trading above last week's high, last week's range? So we can go through this as kind of a unique look here on Monday from the August tickers.
Tesla, wasn't that one of my 10 tickers this week?
Yeah, and
Check
we got a trade from Zebra that's doing good, about halfway to target this morning.
what we got there.
It was September 19th, 347.5, 350 call spread.
On Tesla.
Yeah, paid 95.
Go Zebra, go.
Currently about $1.08. We're trying to get $1.14 or higher.
We're getting close. How about it, Zebras?
Yep. Does anyone have any before we go through the stock by stock here? Does anybody have any questions on what you're looking at? I think it should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Does everybody understand what we've done? We've taken the foundational view each month, and we played it out. I guess to keep you on the right side of tickers that we follow. Does everybody understand that? And if you'll notice that we're given additional criteria that increases the odds of these things being up for the month. Okay. And that's what the true is above the past week's high, right?
That's right. Now, if you have the roadmap software, you can use the feature called Numbers That Pay, which is under tables to grab this information. That's where I got it from. Numbers That Pay under tables. Since I got a current price here, I'm going to go ahead and update the monthly look. August 25th, around 11:30 or so. So here's an example. Silver is long for the month above the FTD high. Switched over to the Monday spreadsheet, and silver is above last week's midpoint and above last week's high. Here's one to be a little, cautious about. Crude oil says above last week's midpoint and above last week's high. But if we look at the monthly view, crude oil is still below its first 3 days low. So crude oil is short for the month. It's weak for the month. We're having the counter.
It's rallying up, right?
Right. And that low is 65.03. So you should expect resistance at the first 3 days low. 65.03 is the way we'd read this. The link to this spreadsheet is on the slides. Slide number 18.
Hey guys, it's going to be a good week. I had Meta was exercised on me, and I got out at this morning at short Meta, and I got out at what did I get out at? Oh, got out 52s where I got out this morning pre-market when I found out I was short. Anyway, it's going to be a good week. when that happens. Okay. I go, how did I get that? Then I realized it was exercise. Well, it looks to me, Jonathan, things are setting up very nicely for the week right now. And if you're in that futures program, you should be up some points now. Okay.
We got Tesla above the prior week high. Archer Daniel Midlands above the prior week high. What is
Let me
this?
look at Archer Daniel real quick. I've been wanting to get in that trade. Where's it at?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's breaking out. Okay, Archer Daniel.
Roblox, it looks like.
Yep,
What else we got
that's
here?
good.
This is on a counter trend with crude oil futures. That's USO, ETF or ETN based off of crude oil futures. And that's our list there. So the stocks of note, at least right now, are Roblox, Archer Daniels Midlands, and Tesla. Plus we got Silver Long for the month and for the week so far. Early on in the week, but get a jump start here on what we're seeing.
All right. Looks good to me. All right, two questions. Let me ask you two questions. When you trade, which one of the following would you choose? A stock that was cheap to buy or a stock to buy that was more expensive but making highs? Which one would you choose? That's the right answer, Cindy and Carrie. Absolutely. The reason it's cheap is because it's going down. Don't buy this. All right, that's question one. What's question two? A 70% plus accuracy rate with lower risk or a 50% accuracy rate with bigger gains. Which one do you think I would choose? Well, you're choosing the right ones too. A is the one I would choose. I would choose a 70% accuracy with lower risk. Risk is the key to any trade you do. And you want to make sure if you're doing a trade that you're doing the right, the right thing there, okay? That's the way I would look at it. A process of trading that requires discipline or a big news bump out of nowhere. Which one would you choose? You know which one works. So this question leads you to the right answer. A process of trading that requires discipline. Be A. So here's a question. Why are you involved in trade? Is it to make money or learn how to make money? So tell me why you're involved in trading. Maybe a little bit of both, huh? That's question number two. There are so many different ways to approach the market. After over 40 years of trading, I can tell you the only way to trade the market is do what it tells you to do and constantly educate yourself. So it's got a dual answer. Look, I decided when Fred wanted me to look at SPX, I decided I'd take a look at it. I was open-minded by it. I didn't want to trade it, didn't want to have anything to do with it. And then I realized he was right. I need to put some time into it. Now it's going to be, I'm going to take it beyond normal. Most people thought SPX stopped trading at 4. No, it trades around the clock, 5 days a week. That's an example. So I can tell you, I like trading. I like getting paid for time doing it. And this is a heck of a way to get a pretty high rate of pay if you're disciplined, though. If you're not disciplined, you can't do it. You got to have discipline. If people learn the right way to trade options, I call the right way my way, a little bias there, I know. You'll fall in love with the leverage they give you. I love the leverage. The problem is most people didn't try to trade options like they do stock. That's not the right way. As Kerry says, do it the T-Buzz way. It works. I didn't say that. He did. Now, what I'm about to cover will provide you with the process that you've been looking for. It starts on Tuesday, ends on Friday of each week, and allows you to adjust whatever market is telling you to do. Now, before I go to the next slide, how many people, if they knew that they could learn this the right way, would do that? And make money while you're doing it, get paid while you're doing it. How many people would like to do that? Well, guess what? There's no reason nobody won't join today. Put it up. This program will teach you exactly how to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. It takes advantage of hot months. We're about to start. We're about to go into it, so you might as well do it. We call it the Power Program, the Power Strategy. Here's how it works. On Tuesday morning, we select 5 stocks that fit the power metric. And boy, what about those 5 stocks? You ought to go look at the risk versus reward, all the things about this program. These stocks are delivered to you as a subscriber via email and text around 11 o'clock. There's Berkshire Hathaway back in the fold. Look at that one. A little background of Tuesday Power Plays. This is following the script for Tuesday Power Plays. They typically sell off on Monday. What's happening today in the market? Stocks are profit taking, right? They're doing exactly what this chart says, which sets up a good power play. Here's a report all the way back to 1927. Those are some pretty good percentages to play on your side with, aren't they? Especially with everything else we teach. We create an algorithm to help us find the strongest and weakest stocks to look at on Tuesday. We take dozens of factors and combine them to formulate what we call the power zone. The T-Buzz study for specific entry and exits, that took years of developing. And then look at today's trading. How many people ever heard me say it's Monday? You got to watch and learn on Monday. That's what I'm doing all day long. I'm looking at stocks that are going to hit surface to the top where the cream rises. This observation day sets up power. Been outstanding. If you look for outstanding, you found it here. Now look at that. $109.57%. That'll get your attention. CD will pay you about 4 in ways of comparison. People love this program because it took them from a losing option trader to a winning trader. Alan said it's his favorite day of the week now. Mine too, Alan. Jerry said, with patience, you will have some of the best mornings that you only dream about by learning what we teach and trade. You know, this is train and trade. This is teach and trade. Practical application of what we're talking about. Whitney loves it. Pretty name. Bill said, look, this is a no-brainer. Join the power program. Let's see, today's Monday. We're setting it up today. Tuesday, we start doing it. Tuesday power plays is what we call it. Kerry says the best way to grow your account. Let me explain how it works. Tuesday morning, when the odds are in our favor, the odds have to be in our favor, we will select 4 Tuesday power plays. You get the entry, the risk management, stock and option criteria, no guessing. We give it to you in detail where you can follow it if you choose. Trade ideas every single week when the odds are in our favor. Just listen, learn, and watch. I say listen and take the trades, what I say. Never miss a beat. We give them to you through email, through cell phone alerts. You'll know when they're posted, like we said, by 11. Follow along with we keep up with each trade through our Power Algo, and that's all you'll be getting as a new member today. Got a good part coming. Contains over 35 hours of live market education. And people that are introduced to it get their eyes open about the education they might have thought they had, but now they get it in this program. You get invited to flash meetings, strategies for up markets, down markets. Let's talk price. Premium service trade 40 times plus a year every Tuesday. I believe the market's in our favor. We'll trade it. 2,000 more would be the standard fee. Tuesday power plays. Now, I told them to do an introductory price today because there's so many of you that are new. I said, let's do the 97 for 30 days of access right now where you can be there with me tomorrow. Okay? Is that fair to everybody that's new to get a taste of it? We are limiting offer to 50, so you better take one of those spots. Type yes in the, hey, do me a favor. I need everybody that's going to join to type yes in the chat and then click the link in the chat and get joined. There's one just came across. Type yes in there. Go to dtitrader.com/DPP.
You know, Tom, I noticed the slide said 4 trades on Tuesday. It's actually 5 trades. So
I know, but I haven't corrected. I always give 5 trades, but that's
always.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
David, you can extend your existing membership with this offer. Good question, David. Get that extra month at low price. I'm seeing a lot of yeses, Jonathan. I think this was a good idea to let people come in for tomorrow's trade. Todd, a 15-year student, just said, if you like what I do, okay, if you like what I do, grab this and you'll get a big picture of it for 97 bucks. 30 days access. DTI method, right? Plain as we can see. What a time to do it too. NVIDIA earnings week, I say let's go. Now you will be offered a special upgrade if you want to take it. Highly encourage you to get the lower price by taking it. Get started now. A lot of yeses coming across. I like that. They're going to be gone. That's good. Jackie, they're all good. T&T is more focused on, what's happening in 24 hours. This is for people that want to spend about, after you get down the system, want to spend about 5 minutes and make money over the course of a swing type week. Okay. The T-Buzz All-Stars, Donna, is the oldest program I got. It's just one trade a week, where here you get 5. You get training and all that in T-Buzz All-Stars. A lot of education there too. They're all good. Sunrise, told you this morning, don't jump in early. Remember, the market went down and made lows after Sunrise gave its signal. So all of them fit together. All of them fit together. Any more questions? Now, Jonathan, I'll throw this out there, but look at the TQQ taking off. Didn't we do a trade there? That would pay for this. Probably already did. I think we're setting up for a continuation day of this trend. You get higher than that 1130 to 12, because you're at a good number there.
Tom, I had to run to the restroom there, but yeah, the TQQQ is doing good. That's what we want to see after getting in.
Well, the reason I like doing what I call scholarship trades, okay, we had to call, for stuff like this, you can try power out and really get a sense of how to trade options, I think. I have learned so much. And that's what motivates me, learning all this stuff. Now I'm going to tell you, come Wednesday of this week, I know a lot of you in different subscriptions, all that. Wednesday this week, I'll be talking about the Gold program on Wednesday. In the Gold program, you can have all the services and all that. But remember that on Wednesday, and it doesn't include futures, but I will be talking about that on Wednesday. Jonathan, I think we're having a pretty good day. We ought to just quit while we're on top, but does everybody get all their questions answered? I want to make sure we did. Here's what you should have learned today. You should have learned that the SPX XSP can be a wheel type trade anytime, day or night. Does anybody ever get up in the middle of the night about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? Why not make money when you get up? You do it 2 ways, through futures or the SPX, after what I teach you. So that's an example. How many people are going to watch NVIDIA earnings Wednesday after the close? Well, a lot of people are going to make money, and we're going to be part of it with our futures and our SPX program Wednesday night. The thing I think is great is having strategies and knowledge that handles any situation that comes up in the market. Any situation.
Hey, Tom, I've got a little bit more formal video of you going through the power program that we can play for everybody.
think that would be good, Jonathan.
All right, I'll kick it off here.
I think that'd be good. Dude, that's a good picture, huh? Future earnings claim, of course, you may lose money. From June 8th, 2021 to July 8th of 2025, got about approximately 67.7% win rate on this thing, but average weekly return, counting winners and losers, 2.17. The average winner on options is 15.9%. The average holding period is 4 days. We cannot guarantee any specific future results, as there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on DTI homepage for more information. Now, in trading, there will be losers. No black box miracle system that prints out winning trades automatically. The whole purpose of our research and work with traders is help give folks an edge in the markets. If you can't handle a losing trade, then you really shouldn't be trading with real money. Again, losses in trading have occurred and will occur in the future. And folks that don't know, I'm Tom Busby. I'm going to reveal the real reason markets are signaling the strongest second half of the year in living memory. In my memory, it's a message you won't hear from talking heads on TV as they drone in about interest rates, trade wars, or geopolitics. So stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to go head to head with Wall Street, exposing one of their best kept secrets. A secret they kept hidden in the dark for decades. One that's already shown the power to pay out anywhere from 34, 52, or even 120% on your risk. Now, by entering the trade only on Tuesday morning and closing out just days later, you see it carried out week in and week out. Take a look at what just happened with Match Group. Heading into July, Match was on a wild ride. The company was testing new features to deal with user burnout. The stock got hit with a downgrade from Wolfe Research. In just 3 weeks, it dropped over 9.7%. Now, you'd avoid a stock like that with like the plague. But anyone who knew about the Tuesday turnaround on July 11th could have placed a quick trade that morning and walked away with, maybe enjoyed a dinner with friends that evening, and sure enough, 24 hours later, 38%. $1,000 could have turned into $1,377 in 24 hours. You see, this Tuesday turnaround is about to expose is all thanks to a little known occurrence where a tidal wave of Wall Street cash is pouring into select stocks in a certain hour of the day. And it's created these precise moves for double-digit, even triple-digit gains time and time again. For example, look what happened. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Stock was on a tear. And if you're using the same old technical indicators, probably would have stayed far away from this overbought stock. I know you've heard that term. Shares were pushing against the upper Bollinger Band. People use that. RSI was tapping in its bullish threshold, and the stock was a whopping 36% above its 200-day moving average. All the technical signs pointed to an imminent pullback, but on Tuesday, May the 23rd, within seconds of the opening bell ringing, money was pouring into this stock from every direction, which meant just one thing. This Tuesday turnaround was just beginning for AMD. Could have placed a basic trade to enter AMD on Tuesday and taken the rest of the week off from trading, spend quality time with your family, hit the pickleball courts for a few games, because in 24 hours, it happens fast. AMD soared where $1,000 turned into $2,090 in 24 hours. Now, before you call BS on that opportunity, I need to assure you, every example you see is based on real signals that were made in real time. In fact, our team has been live testing this method out for over a year now. Totally real, fully audited results. And while we all know that not every trade will work out, and there will be big winners, small winners, and even losers along the way, Tuesday power plays aren't some get-rich scheme. It's designed to particularly alert you to opportunities on Tuesday morning. So you can cash out in as little as 48 hours, just like we had a chance back with Apple last December. Shares were ripping higher for the month's end close. RSI was topped out. Stock jumped through the Bollinger Bands. Just like with AMD, the technical signs pointed to a pullback, but none of that mattered because on Tuesday, December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, within seconds of the opening bell ringing, money was poured into Apple from every direction, which meant just one thing. This Tuesday turnaround was just beginning for the stock. You could have placed a basic trade to enter Apple on Tuesday, taking the rest of the week off from trading, because in 24 hours, Apple, 80%. That's 1,000 in, 1,806 out. Get the math. An extra $808 probably go a long way right now, especially when you remember that most folks don't have much left in their savings these days. Americans have almost depleted excess savings, according to a Fed study. And at the same time, the cost of living just keeps going up. Inflation, we're spending about $709 more per month than 2 years ago. But whatever your financial situation may be, what I'll share with you today could be exactly what you need to get the upper hand on Wall Street. Because as you see, the way Wall Street invests all boils down to one specific hour of the day on Tuesday morning. And that's why Tuesday is the only day that matters during this. The rest of the week, those aren't trading days. Those are life days. It's on those days where you get the freedom to spend your life how you really want to. Maybe taking a trip to the beach. Knowing each Tuesday rolls around, it's another chance to target the next double-digit gain. Like Tuesday, April 22nd on the TQQ. We love that one, up 53%. AMD again, 109%. MAR, 119%. That same 1,000, those three trades would have yielded $2,810 of pure profit. It's all thanks to my breakthrough discovery of these highly predictable Tuesday turnarounds. Consistently tapping into double and even triple digit opportunities like we saw. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, like I mentioned earlier, my name is Tom Busby, an active trader since the 1970s, a member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I was a vice president of Smith Barney, which became Morgan Stanley in my early professional career. One of the largest retail option traders in the world back in the 80s, was only one of 50 people selected to have the Globex terminal outside of Chicago in the 90s. I warned investors to get out of the market the week before the 2008 crash. Remember it like it was yesterday. Predicted the bottom in 2000. That was March 9th of 2009. I have 3 published trading books. I'm a former Air Force officer. I work with over 100,000 traders. They called me the Corvette trader because I bought one brand new one off one of those trades back in the day. Founder and lead trader at DTI. And before we get going, I have to remind you, there's never anything guaranteed in the market. Winners and losers are part of the game. And if you can't afford a loss, then you shouldn't be playing. That said, what I'm about to share with you today could radically change how folks look at the markets and also how you use your free time. You see, most people spend countless hours going through charts, researching till their eyes bleed. I've done that. Worried about what the Fed might do next, or the banks, or inflation. We've all been able to skip all the madness and tap into what I believe is one of the most repetitive occurrences in the stock market. I call it a Tuesday power play. Remember that name. Now, I'll explain what a Tuesday power play is in just a moment. But all you need to know right now is every single week during one particular hour of trading on Tuesday morning, Wall Street loads up on a handful of stocks. And with all that money poured into certain stocks every Tuesday morning, it becomes a market moving force that can push stocks higher in a matter of days. Like what happened with the NASDAQ. April was a bloodbath for the markets. On Monday, April 21st, the index continued down 7% in 1 week. The markets were in a tizzy over the tariffs. And it seemed like the sky was falling. All this, our global trade war would hurt the stock market, but what you need to know and how to handle it. Most traders didn't know what to do. Hey, not me. My custom-built proprietary trading system picked up a Tuesday power play on the TQQ, play in the market long, meaning there was a high probability TQQ could go higher from Tuesday on. Boy, it has it. Anyone who got that signal would place a routine trade on TQQ that Tuesday morning. There it is. There's the dates. In on Tuesday. And out the next day with a 53% cash out, 38.25 in less than 24 hours. Now, had you read the headlines or looked at the charts, that little known price range equation, you could have entered in on Tuesday and pocketed a fast double-digit win. That wasn't the only opportunity, because our system picked up another Tuesday power that same day. This one was on BITO, B-I-T-O. At the time, BITO was all over the place. It was a choppy mess. Up, down, down, up, down. Trading this without a Tuesday power play would have been like finding a needle in a haystack. But when our system flashed a Tuesday power play, there was no guesswork involved. You could have placed a trade that same Tuesday morning to get into BITO like we did, and on Tuesday, cashed out on Wednesday for the second time. 32% on those options. 2,500 turns into 3,300. And had you taken both of those trades, which happened on the same day, you would have secured a $2,000 payday with 2,500 each, or 4,100 payday from 5,000. That should get your attention. Without any of the stress, anxiety, or time-consuming analysis most retail traders put up with every day. 4,100 help take the weight off the mortgage or those never-ending bills off your shoulders, and still leave you with a healthy chunk of spending money you could use. Take a vacation, go to dinner, or make home improvements. Then the Tuesday power plays could be perfect for you. Look, if you ever felt like the market odds were tilted against you, we all have, or like your account value is always taking one step forward and two steps back, I just want to say it's probably not that you're bad at trading. You're probably just looking at the wrong stocks at the wrong time. Most people trade any day of the week and at any time. That could be a huge mistake. You see, there's 1 hour of the week when Wall Street shows their hand, and it only happens on Tuesday. Let me show you what I mean. Take a look at a report from the S&P 500. Look at it close. Ever since I've been trading, Monday has historically been a down day in the market. That's because Monday is what I call Wall Street's rebalance. Institutional investors come back after the weekend to sell the stocks they don't love and free up money to buy in the stocks they love on Tuesday. Look how green Tuesdays have been. And if you're finding the stocks they're buying up on Tuesday morning, get a chance to turn Wall Street's biggest buys into double-digit or triple-digit gains in under a week. Just take a look at what happened with NVIDIA. Back in October, S&P was trading sideways ahead of the elections. Monday, October the 7th, S&P continued its downward tumble. NVIDIA stock was grinding sideways that same day. And this price action was just noise. On Tuesday morning, my custom-built proprietary trading system cut through the noise and picked up a Tuesday power play on NVIDIA. I'll explain what a Tuesday power play here is in a minute, but all you need to know is that it was a high probability NVIDIA would go higher from Tuesday through Friday. And you could go ahead and make your RSVPs for the 3-day weekend, knowing you don't have to worry about anything else. Place a simple trade on Tuesday morning on NVIDIA, and later that week I came back to cash out of NVIDIA right there on October 8th. 1,000 turned into 1,250 by Friday. Now, if you paid attention to the noise of Monday's price action, you probably missed that trade completely. But thanks to that little known price range equation, I was able to get in on Tuesday and out later that week with an easy double-digit win. But I wasn't popping champagne bottles just yet, because my platform picked up another Tuesday power play that very next week. Next power play was on Berkshire Hathaway. At the time, Berkshire was trading sideways like the rest of the market was. Good luck spotting the true trend just from the price chart, right? With all the noise, most people would have waited to get in on Berkshire, but frankly, we don't care what most people do. I placed a simple trade on Tuesday morning, jump in on Berkshire, and I didn't even have to wait till Friday to cash out. BRK/B cashed out $1,160 in one day. Now, had you taken both those trades, you could have rolled $1,000 into $1,410 payday within just that week. You wouldn't need to spend even a minute worrying about the news headlines breaking over the weekend. Here's what you need to know and remember. Most people think that Wall Street begins their trading day at 9:30 Eastern opening bell. That's not the case. Institutions start much earlier with the Asia Open, then the Europe Open. By the time the markets open in the United States, they already have it figured out. The markets never sleep. Right there in that picture tells you a world of information. Pay attention. Have you ever turned on CNBC and see stocks moving up or down ahead of the opening bell? Because Wall Street already knows what they're buying before the market's open. Meaning most retail traders don't have a clue what to buy or when to buy it, even after the markets start moving. Sure, you can get an idea of where the markets will open by watching the pre-market, but it's nearly impossible for ordinary folks to figure out ahead of time which stocks are set to make a big move, unless you have a way to spot these Tuesday power plays. Because at the opening bell on Tuesday morning, we can catch Wall Street dead in their tracks. Look at ConocoPhillips, COP, back in January. Conoco closed at 73.77, opened at 74.56, wasted no time putting cash to work in ConocoPhillips. Keep in mind, while ConocoPhillips opened up 1.1%, S&P only opened 0.2%. Thanks to that unique range pricing equation we use, we knew that Tuesday power plays was taking place right before our eyes. And Wall Street was buying up the stock like crazy. And if you had the inside scoop on ConocoPhillips, you could have rode the move to a 34% gain within 24 hours. There's COP, where 5,000 turned into 67.02 in 24 hours. And this occurrence happens every single Tuesday. Check out the opportunity the very next week with Schwab, SCHW. Closed at 91.65, jumped 0.7% overnight. Not a sizable start for Tuesday, but a significant when you consider the broader market was dead flat, divergence. Tuesday power play was just getting started when we got the signal. And had you followed Wall Street's lead, placed ordinary trade to enter on Tuesday morning, you could have walked away with a 28% gain by Friday. There it is. 5,000 turns into $6,400 by Friday. Now, we have to be straight with you. With thousands and thousands of stocks in the market, there are hundreds opening higher each Tuesday. So how can we be sure that we're jumping in on Tuesday power play and not a fake move? The truth is, you need to be a math prodigy to spot these Tuesday power plays in real time. Only a handful of traders have a clue Tuesday power plays even exist. Even fewer know how to find them. In reality, only a few stocks meet my strict entry criteria each and every week. But to make sure regular folks could get in our predictable Tuesday power plays, I needed a consistent and totally legal way to see what Wall Street was buying up So our team of coders developed a proprietary system that scans over 40,000 price points every second. Imagine doing that by hand. And creates a Tuesday buy zone that makes it obvious when Wall Street is pouring cash into a stock. What it looks like, the power zone. Here's how it works. The stock enters the power zone Tuesday morning, place a quick trade, maybe over your coffee, come back, cash out a power play by Friday. Simple, that's it. Then power down your computer, spend time with your friends, maybe practice your golf, whatever you like to do. And the power zone picks up these weekly explosions like clockwork. Let me show you what it did on Marvel. On Tuesday, July the 19th, it crossed into the power zone right at the market open. There it is, Tuesday morning. All you had to do is place a basic trade while enjoying your coffee, cash out on Wednesday, 120%, 5,000 turns into $10,975 in less than 24 hours. And go enjoy the rest of your week off. Probably ask yourself, Tom, is that it? How does it really work? Well, the factors include mathematical tracing of the day open, the midpoint range, the standard deviation of 3-day movement, percentage gain on the month open, moving price averages on 5 days, and a proprietary true range code. My system takes all these and combines them to formulate the power zone. Obviously, there's a lot to handle, but with our proprietary system running day and night, we can pick up these power plays time and time again. And once a stock enters the power zone at the Tuesday open, you can enter on Tuesday morning for the weekly power plays. Take a look at what happened 1 week after the Mara trade. Here we go. Tuesday, July the 26th, S&P opened really soft. But that didn't matter one bit to me because right on time at the Tuesday open, Encore Capital Group stock was entering the power zone. There it is. There's a clear signal to enter the Tuesday power zone on Encore Capital Group. Anyone who did that would have come back later that day to lock in a nice double-digit gain. ECPG, 22%, where 5,000 turned into 6,100 in 24 hours. When the stock breaks into the power zone on Tuesday, we can enter with confidence knowing that Wall Street is piling in for a short but sweet ride. And once we refined our system, we did that and tested it with live real money trading, I was shocked. For the first time ever, traders like you and I could potentially get ahead of these Tuesday power plays time and time again. Consistency. Forget spending grueling hours watching charts all week long because there's only 1 hour a week to pay attention to. Just jump in on Tuesday every single week. It sets up. Look at what happened to Valero Energy a week after 22% surge of Encore Capital Group. Tuesday, August the 2nd, again, the S&P started selling off. Most traders were probably wiping their tears from their losses. But again, we only focused on Tuesday power play because right at that time at the 9:30 open, Valero Energy was off to the races. There it is. The setup, all that was left to do, place the trade on Tuesday morning, come back and cash out later that day. Valero, 18%. Wow. Go on and enjoy the rest of your week off. But we're not done yet because on that very same Tuesday, had you been following my system, you would have alerted to another stock entering the power zone Tuesday morning, entered the Tuesday powers play. Well, here it happened when you close position on Wednesday, 30% on Etsy. This is how it works. Now, those 4 trades all over a 3-week span paid 18, 22, 30, and 120% on Mark. Could have turned it into $58.99. 2,500 in each of these would have turned into $14,747. That's enough for most people to cover their car note and monthly mortgage if they have one and still have some left over. Done that in 3 weeks. And thanks to these consistent Tuesday power plays, just place that trade on Tuesday, step away from your computer, knowing you can ride along Wall Street's biggest moves for the week. Don't spend another minute analyzing charts of fundamentals. To be honest, if you're just now hearing about this, you missed out on some incredible trades. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be too concerned with what happened in the past if I was you, because according to our researchers, this daily occurrence is only growing stronger. Since 2013, Tuesday has counted for the greater returns than any other trading day, pushing stocks up in a reliable weekly pattern. That's why I believe this is the best bet to target what I expect to be the strongest second half of the year that we've seen in recent history. I've been talking about it, and talking. Well, that time is here. Get involved. And that's why you simply can't afford to miss out on the next Tuesday power play, starting today. Today, I want to invite you to go after your dreams, be part of something most traders would never experience, chance to jump in on Tuesday power plays as it sets up every single week. And go and enjoy the rest of the week off. Introducing Tuesday power plays. This will be unlike any trading service you ever seen before. It will teach you, you'll love it because it truly has potential to let you place a trade 1 hour a week on Tuesday morning, potentially capture double, even triple digit gains by piggybacking on a predictable flood of Wall Street cash. Tuesday power plays, every Tuesday morning. I will send you 2 power plays so you can hop in right away and get the entry, risk, management, stock option criteria, no guessing about it, where the trigger prices are. The 2 brand new trades every week, and they always come right on time Tuesday morning. 2 trades every Tuesday morning. There's 2 right there, 18%, 30%. Let me show you what students from my various programs have already been saying about my performance. Look what Keith said. Place an NU long call based on the TPP, that's Tuesday power play recommendation. He placed it, it just hit. Nice. What a word to tie with the trade. Nice. Tom, the cash register is ringing. That's what Bruce said. Love that sound. So far, I've only had winning trades, according to Denise, but more important to her is how much she learns each and every week. Richard said he's already took 25% profit today. Been great. Sylvan made 30% today, $1,930 profit in less than 4 days by Dickens. And you today get a chance to have your name up on that board with exclusive Tuesday power plays. We do all the heavy lifting for you so you can really enjoy your days off. Never miss a beat. The power play portfolio, each of the Tuesday power plays will be tracked in our real-time online portfolio. You don't have to guess where everything is. You're able to see it. My proprietary Power Zone system costs about $30,000 every year just to maintain. Without it, you'd miss out on taking the rest of the week off. But that's not all you'll be getting as a new member today. Tuesday Power Plays kickoff class. We're inviting you to join us live for a personal training class. In the kickoff class, you will have your questions answered, plus additional insights to Tuesday Power Plays. Of course, that's not the only training you'll be getting with this service. The Tuesday Power Play Masterclass, Introduction to the Stock Market and Options, perfect for anyone getting started. Allow those of you who have been trading for years to deepen your knowledge of the markets and to make sure we help you through both whether it goes up or down. I will be hosting members only flash meetings for Tuesday Power Plays. You'll be invited to join. Also, when the markets see a spike in volatility, help you guide through the market. Speaking of which, surprising today, there's new members with a special bonus. Service like this could be tens of thousands of dollars. And from the results we actually recorded, I say it's totally worth it. Now, my publisher and I have agreed that a fair retail price for Tuesday Power Plays is $9,997. But before I offer a special deal for today's new member, that's why I'm here live at this time, at this day. I want to double the value. Special announcement. I'm doubling the amount of Tuesday Power Plays we'll be sending you every week. That's right, instead of getting just 2 power plays every week, you'll get 4 of the best each Tuesday. That's twice as many profit opportunities every week. You'll get all this inside the brand new Tuesday Power Plays membership when you join today. And if you join in the next 30 minutes, look at your watch. You won't pay anything near $99.97. My publishers agreed to let me give my highest conviction students access for just $19.97. But I said that wasn't good enough. I arranged to get folks that joined the special presentation today an incredible deal. So if you join in the next 30 minutes, you're going to get an additional 50% off. You're getting a deal of a lifetime. So the new trades are posted. Access them now. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532 in the next 30 minutes. Hey, what will the trades be? Well, join, you'll see. Call 904-706-3532. Remember, join in the next 30 minutes for 50% off retail. And I want to reward those who take action first. For a very limited group of traders, you get a chance to upgrade to 2 years of access, meaning after you join today, you get access to 144 weeks of Tuesday Power Play. That's exclusive service. These signals are not available to anyone else. But once these spots are taken, that deal will be completely off the table, because be one of the first to grab this fax action bonus. Join in the next 30 minutes and take 2 years off. Clock is ticking. All back with the Power Play guarantee. I'm so confident this brand new program let you set the standard of satisfaction. If after the first 14 days you feel I'm not delivering what I said, then we'll call our team. We'll give you 100% of your money back, no questions asked. Go to dtitrader.com/power. The new trades are posted. Access them now. Keep your eye on the clock. Yes, these trades are IRA friendly. You can use any regular brokerage to do it. Tuesday Power Plays, new. And here's the beautiful part about Tuesday Power Plays. We're getting these trades from a real-time indicator and not missing out on big moves because the typical technical indicators tell us to stay out. Take a look at Goosehead Insurance stocks. All the technicals, RSI overcooked, Bollinger Band getting tested, volatility, all that. But with Tuesday Power Plays, none of that matters. We don't look at the lagging indicators, tell us already what happened. We get to see in real time what's happening. In case of Goosehead Insurance, got in on Tuesday, out on Friday, 108%, I'd say, $10,380, and put 5,000 up. Join in the next 30 minutes for that 50% off retail. But right now, you got two choices to make. Choice number one, forget everything you've heard today and go back to your life to put your head in the sand. Or choice number two, listen, take action, be the first step to transforming your life. Look at these whoppers. Whoa. And then getting time to finally enjoy life. But no one can make that decision for you. If you want to become a trader, you're capable of becoming. The door is open right now. Clock is ticking. Once you join today, mark the date down on the calendar. We want you to remember this day. You took action and changed your life for decades to come. Join in the next 30 minutes for 50% off retail. Don't forget, special announcement. I've doubled the amount of Tuesday Power Plays I'll be sending every week. That's right, instead of getting 2, you're getting 4 of the best Tuesday Power Plays. That's twice as many profit opportunities each and every week. Twice the value, new Tuesday Power Play. Get stock criteria, option criteria, profit target, everything you need. You expect these trade signals in your email, right to your cell phone every week. Just like the top entry that was sent out today. And a special thank you for joining me. I'm giving you my top Tuesday Power Plays entry for free. The Tuesday Power Plays will teach you more about trading than anything else I can do. I tell everybody that trades options they ought to be in Tuesday Power Plays, and there's a reason why. It teaches you the discipline and everything that you need to be successful when it comes to trading. Take it now. How much do you need to get an account in the trades? I say about $2,000 put aside for this. The average cost of the call option is only about $374. You get the exact material so you can trade the way that best fits you. New trades are posted. Access them now. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532. John said, thanks for that tip on Mar, up 3,100 on a 10 line. Look what Evan said, grows 2,100, longtime student. Just paid for his lifetime subscription over 5 times. Wow. Look what Laura did, $12,410. That got my attention. Riot. From Kevin, I'm up 1,000 on a down day. Get Tuesday Power Plays Roadmap T-Buzz, 4 alerts on TPP a day. Thanks again. He listens, he takes the trade. It's new. Get involved. Join in the next 30 minutes right now. The IRA friendly. Use any regular brokerage. Apple's up 80%. Put 5,000 in, 9,000 out. I like that. AMD, put 5,000 in, 10,454 out. Bar, 5,000 in, 10,975 in less than 24 hours. Join in the next 30 minutes for that 50% off. Now, I'm logging off soon. Let me answer some questions. Go to dtitrader.com/power. 5 bonus trades are included with this. Get on board now. We're logging off soon, so let's answer some questions. Go to dtitrader.com/power or call 904-706-3532 if you got any question, any hesitation. All right, any other questions anybody have? The clock is ticking, and I'm going to do a special power session for people that join today as early as tomorrow. Make sure everybody's got a fair shot. That's what I'm going to do. This offer will not last, as Adam just said.
All right, just a reminder, we've been listening to a past replay that Tom did on the power service. He's offering a 30-day trial today for $97. 30-day trial for $97. I do hear if you take us up on the 30 days, you get a choice to upgrade that to probably a year at a discounted price. So go to dtitrader.com/TPP. Tom will be back live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time for some Futures First education that he does every Monday night. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight, he's opening up a room to everybody to talk about, I believe, nighttime trading on the SPX. So be sure to tune in for those 2 sessions if you're involved with Futures First. And then everybody will be invited to the 8 p.m. session tonight. We'll see you then.